Hi, Pep. I asked you after a few games who you thought would be involved in the title race this season. You said it was too early, and to ask you again after 10 or 12 games. So we're there now. So who do you think will be involved this year?
Well, I would say Arsenal. I would say Man City. I would say Chelsea. I would say Newcastle. I would say Tottenham. I would say United, and I would say Liverpool as well. I think these teams can fight for the title.
You still think Liverpool because
Yeah.
they're a long way behind now? What makes you
Is because when in the past the same manager, the same squad, they are able to make 17 victories in a row, 18 victories in a row, 14 times victory in a row. Many times these last years have done it. Why could not do it again? And nobody knows what is going to happen after the World Cup with the transfer window, and anyone knows what happened, how the players come back. So this is my feeling. So the first candidate right now is Arsenal. Why? They are top of the league, and the rest behind. So the gap are close. So we'll see how finish these last two games. But I think many of these teams deserve to be there, and we see how they play all of them. How teams like United, Newcastle, the step forward Tottenham has done. So they can be there. So no doubts.
Newcastle, a new name in that list. So what we've seen about them this season that makes you think that they can?
Because they are incredible physicality, the rhythm they play, the way they play one game a week. They don't play in Europe. And when this happens, it's a big advantage when arriving the decisive moments for the terms of energy. They have incredible energy for themselves. Imagine having one long week. And so good manager, top class players behind experienced one, quality in the middle, and box-to-box transition teams, and the way they make the intensity without the ball is so impressive, is high. That is the biggest difference. You can go to press one play in one rhythm on the real rhythm, and they go in the real one, and they have a good momentum. And I imagine that it's going to stay there for longer.
Hi Pep, Eirik Hjelvik, TV2 Norway. I guess you often can see the character of a player when he's not been able to play. I guess it's a short period for Erling now, but what have he shown the last week? How is he handling the situation?
With him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he want to play, but he's injured. Was injured. So in that moment he's relaxed. So he want to play like everyone, but he's not ready. He cannot help, and so focus and recover. It's not a big issue. It happened in the period. I said but some press conference. So last season in Dortmund was many time injured. This is the problem. But so far have been good. Have a little did step back, but he will be back. I don't know. Is tomorrow? We see this afternoon or next week.
And if he's back tomorrow, he's been loading for the whole week. Do you expect him to be tomorrow?
About him?
Yeah.
I need a training session. Talk to him, talk to doctors, and after we take a decision.
Hi Pep. Last time out at home in the Premier League, you set a new record. You've won 10 home games in a row by scoring 3 in every single game. Do you think it's ever been more difficult for opposition teams coming to the Etihad during your time here?
If I see Fulham how they play, no.
But how impressive is that record?
It's past. It's good, yeah. That means score a lot of goals at home. Other people, it's nice for ourselves, good points. But I know how they behave in London against Liverpool, the first game of the league, and last game against Everton, for example. So I'm not surprised.
When you were talking about a title race, you mentioned the transfer window. Is there any prospect of at fullback? No, no. You're going to stick with the same squad for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think so.
You've not had all the central defenders fit at the same time that often in recent months. How do you decide who to go with for specific games when they're all so quite ability-wise they're quite level?
Yeah, good question. Sometimes you suspect that we will need more the build-up, for the way maybe they're going to defend. Another one is win more duels, with more characteristics, win duels defensively. Rotation. I want everyone involved. There's not much difference between all of them. All of them are really good. So everyone has his own skills, but there's not a big difference between them. So yeah, that's the reason.
I was thinking with someone like Diaz, would you rather play Diaz in a game that in a sort of bigger game that
No.
is about mentality more than a more technical game?
No, no specific. Ruben is reliable 100% when since arrived. So, but now we have Manu, we have John. Of course, now we don't have Kyle, but yeah, even Kyle can play central defender. So yeah, I rely on all of them. I don't know a specific issue or this one. Always how they perform, how they communicate each other. There are players more communicate. The players that they are more win duels more individual. The other ones, he's pay attention more in the line, on the his fullback or holding midfielder. Everyone has his own skills, and sometimes I believe I need more today that reason than the other one. But everyone can play all the games in different circumstances. Have proved it in the past, and so that is not a problem.
We're a little short on time and no one there's a lot of hands, so just some time limit. Just the main question.
Just on Julian Alvarez, there's obviously so much more to his game than goals and assists, but is he someone who needs or will take the confidence from
of course
being involved?
When you play every week and the rhythm and everything is much easier than when you play not regularly, but he has played a lot of minutes almost every game. I know Erling have been exceptional so far, but he can play together. For the last game against Sevilla, for example, we put almost 3 or 4 strikers there. Cole Palmer close to Julian, and Phil was there, close there in that position. So they can play together. Absolutely yes. But of course, when Julian played 2 games with very, very deep teams, in terms of the setup, Leicester and Sevilla was 5 players there. It's not easy to, even Dortmund play 5 in the back there, so it's not easy to find a little bit the space. But yeah, he proved last game, the goal, 2 assists, perfect ones in the goal. So yeah, it's perfect for him.
Thank you, guys.
Hi, Pep. Your good friend Zlatan Ibrahimovic has been talking about you again. He was asked about how can Erling Haaland improve under you, and he said that depends on the ego that Guardiola has. If he allows himself to be bigger than Haaland or not, he didn't allow me or the others to be as big. What's your reaction to that?
He's right. He's completely right.
In what sense?
In this club, in this team, my ego is beyond that every performance of the players. Even I don't like when Erling scores 3 goals. The highlight is for him. I'm so jealous. Honestly, so jealous. I said afterward, please, Erling, no, score more goals. Otherwise, if I want the Sun, Daily Mail talk about me, just about me. He's right. He knows me perfectly. He can read another book perfectly.
I detect a hint of sarcasm there.
No, I'm right. I'm right what I'm saying. My ego is
Through the roof.
yeah, that's true.
Guys, I can do one each for James, Gideon, and James.
One player who doesn't get a lot of headlines but is very important for you, and you saw it again when he came on against Sevilla, Rodri. Is he? Do you feel like he's becoming the brains of your team? And did you, when you signed him, did you envisage that he would always reach this sort of level? Because he's just so. Yeah,
the reality is he can make an incredible step forward as a player when he arrived. Yeah, an incredible step forward, and I had the feeling I still he can improve. And sometimes he relied a lot on his physicality and arrive in many situations, and I think he has to still understand what the game demands in every moment. At his type of age, type of energy, he will improve. But of course, it's so important for us, so important, because he's a huge competitor in important games, and we're very, very pleased, very pleased.
It's a very demanding role in a lot of teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you feel he's become one of, if not the best, in that position?
Yeah, he's one of the best, by far. I don't like to say the best because I always have to push them. You know that you can be better. So always we talk about that. So perform your best every day and thinking you can do better today than yesterday. But the reliability and is in being there every day, and play the second half, and with the impact with Gundo was really good. So yeah, they did really well. Yeah.
I appreciate with your City hat on, you have a slightly different attitude towards the World Cup than national managers and stuff. But is it a gamble for Gareth Southgate to take Calvin Phillips to the World Cup for so few minutes?
I don't know. I don't want to be involved in that. So I think what happened in the past, Gareth Southgate rely on, in Calvin, and because he's a good, he's an exceptional player. He's training with us already, and I think it's a decision for the manager. I don't want to be involved. With the affection I have with Calvin for the short time we're together, I would love it. All the players are here. I would love. Riyad could have been qualified with Algeria to go to the World Cup, the same with Erling. So this is an incredible event for us as a football player. But so I'm pretty sure they are in contact. And Gareth, if selected, is because he believes he can help us. Otherwise, he is not doing it because he's my friend or because I like him, because he can help him. But I don't know the thoughts of Gareth and the situation perfectly around Calvin, and that's why what's going to do will be good for me.
Hi, Pep. If Khaldoon or Ferran come to you during the World Cup and say, Pep, we'd like to open contract talks, would you at least be open to that? To
Khaldoon and Ferran, not holiday is holiday.
So that's a no? Or
holiday
maybe?
Is holiday.
You'd say, bye-bye, Ferran.
Switch off the phone, so until the 5th, and the 5th of December? December.
So definitely won't happen during the World Cup.
Holidays, I told you.
Is that a no?